Well, hey there, pedal people. It's Pedal Guy here. How you doing? Today what we're going to do is we're going to unbox and quickly demo the Hotone British Invasion Nano Legacy Amp. But before we get started, please take a second and click on that subscribe button down there so you can stay up to date with all of our videos. All right, well, the British Invasion is an emulation, if you will, or pays homage to the VOX AC30, hence the name British Invasion, because that was the weapon of choice back then. The VOX AC30, I believe, was introduced around the late 50s, 58, 59, somewhere in there, and is a Class AB amp. It was a Class AB amp, actually. So the character of a VOX AC30 has always been the jangly sort of sound that it can produce. And so that's kind of what they were going after here with the British Invasion. So let's just go over what's here in the box, and then we'll talk about the parameters here. So you have your power adapter, you have your front and rear panel, little postcards there. Don't forget about those silicone gel packs, throw those things away. They don't taste so good. And then, like all of the Nano products from Hotone, you have a sheet of stickers with BMTGV, which can then go to the bass, middle, treble, gain, and volume knobs. So that way, when you're in a position where, when you're in a situation where you're recording or you're playing and you can't see what's written under here, that just makes it a lot easier to navigate. So from there, let's pick it up. So from there, let's take a look at the amp itself here and just go over everything. So gain and volume, bass, middle, treble, pretty self-explanatory. Your on-off switch, you have an input on the front. And then on the back, you have an effects send and return, which is great if you want to pop in a reverb or a delay. You have an auxiliary input. You have a line output, which also works as a headphone output. And you also have a speaker output that supports cabinets between 4 to 16 ohms. So this will work with pretty much any cabinet that's here. We're going to plug it into a smaller cabinet of sorts and give you a couple of audio examples here. But that is the Hotone British Invasion. All right, well, we've got our setup here ready to go. So let's just review it very quickly on what we're doing here. So I am plugging a guitar straight into the input. We're going to dial some sounds in here in a minute and also give you a better angle so you can actually see what I'm doing. On the back, what we are doing is going off to what's called an Axe Track cabinet. That's going to give us our cabinet tone. And then we have our effects send and return, which is going off to a reverb pedal. Very basic one, just so you can kind of get an idea and get a feel for that nostalgia that comes along with the British sound. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check out the Hotone British Invasion. Okay, well, we are now really close up to the amp. So you're going to see very large fingers. As I go through the amp here really quick, make some adjustments. So I've got my strap plugged in, and don't worry, we'll kill the mic so that you can just hear the amp by itself. Again, just to review: bass, mid, treble, gain, volume. And those stickers that are provided would definitely come in handy with something like this. So let's just go ahead and dial up a quick sound here. So let me kill the mic so you can just hear it by itself. Okay, so it's a nice, like I said, it's a jangly sort of sound. That's what gave the AC30 its character. If we make some adjustments to it, we can get it even janglier. So if we go ahead and bring that treble up a little bit, we get something that sounds a little brighter. So with a Strat, Strats are quite unforgiving when it comes to that higher end of the frequency range, or frequency spectrum, however you want to phrase that. And so this is one of those places where you want to be a little careful about that, because you could definitely blow an eardrum. Let's go ahead and add a little bass, and let's pull the mids back just a tad. Okay, so that's a pretty decent sound right there. So if I kill the mic and just play a couple of little licks through it, a couple chords, you can hear what it sounds like. Well, you can't have something like the British Invasion and not play a Beatles lick, right? So anyway, that's kind of the sound there. So I'll switch around here on the pickups just to give you kind of another idea of what can be done here with a very simple tone. Okay, so that's just kind of a little example of what you can do with like the clean tones. But the British Invasion also has some really good dirty tones too. So what we can do is turn that volume down. Let's turn the gain up a little bit. Let's turn the guitar. Oh yeah, here let's hear that without the microphone. So you'll note it's got plenty of jangle still, but it's not. It's obviously it's got a little bit of overdrive going for it too, and that's kind of the character of the sound. So even with like some of the more modern licks, like if you maybe you watched our video on the Brit Wind, which is a combination of this amp and the Purple Wind in the Legacy floor model, it was really great, especially some of those like rush chords, you know. Especially when you put a little reverb on top of that. So yeah, so let's keep on going here, and let's turn that gain to about 3 o'clock there, and that's good. And I'll kill the reverb, and let's kill the mic, and let's go to it. like I said, with the Telecasters, Stratocasters, sorry, you do, well, with Telecasters too, technically, you do need to watch that treble because you can get very squealy. Okay, that sounds a little better. All right, so that's the British Invasion. And as you can tell, it's a lot of fun to play with. You can goof around with these all day long. And the great thing about these little Hotone amps is that they're so affordable that you get a sound that frankly comes as close as it's going to get without going out and actually trying to find an actual vintage AC30. Same thing goes for all of the other legacy amps that they do, the Nano legacies like the Vulcan 5.0 or the Heart Attack or Purple Wind. They all just have such a great fun sound to them, and with the affordability you can just have hours of fun for a fairly affordable price. So for more information on this product and the other products that we carry, please visit us at ThePedalGuy.com. Also be sure to follow us on Facebook and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks and have a great day.